Welcome back to the Highlight Spiel. We're back with our Week 3 recap, recapping all the action in college football's Week 3. We'll go ahead and start it off with our scores from the top 25. Number 1, Alabama took down Colorado State 41-23. Went as expected in that one. And then number 2, Oklahoma State went as expected as well. Took down Tulane 56-14. Number 5, Penn State easily handled Georgia State as well, 56-0.
Number 6, Washington beat Fresno State 48-16. Number 7, Michigan beat Air Force 29-13. Number 8, Ohio State won 38-7 against Army.
Number 9, Oklahoma State took down Pitt 59-21. Laugher there, Pitt really looking terrible this season so far. A lot of the fans were, a lot of the seats were empty, as they have been traditionally for Pitt games over the past couple of years, and fans were falling asleep in that one, and they showed highlights of it on Sports Center of everyone falling asleep, and I thought it was pretty funny there. Number 10, Wisconsin easily handled BYU. A game a lot of people thought might be a fight, but Wisconsin handled it easily 40-6. And then number 12, LSU. How about taking on Mississippi State and going down 37-7
on the road?
On the road, that's tough. Playing on the road in a conference game against another SEC squad in Mississippi State, and LSU did not look good in this one. And they, what can you say? It's a 30-point loss. Not much good to say about it, even if you are a top 15 team, and it's a team that's maybe underrated than Mississippi State, but good win there for Mississippi State and Dan Mullen and their program.
Number 13, Georgia beat Samford 42-14. Number 15, Auburn beat Mercer 24-10.
Number 16, Virginia Tech handled ECU easily 64-17. Early on, ECU actually had a 17-7 lead, so 57 straight unanswered points from Virginia Tech to get the win there. Big third quarter and a huge game from Cam Phillips, who's looking like one of the best receivers in the country so far this season. Then number 18, Kansas State went on the road to Vanderbilt, playing an SEC team. Couldn't get it done. They take the loss 14-7. Very surprised by that one. Agent Chaos struck a little bit this week, and there was quite a few upsets, but I didn't expect Kansas State to go on the road to Vandy and take a loss, but their offense did not show up in that one. They went down. Another upset, number 19, Stanford went down to San Diego State 20-17. Two losses in a row for Stanford now, reeling a little bit. I think they'll bounce back, have a decent season, but that's one I think a lot of people didn't see coming.
Number 20, TCU beat SMU 56-36.
TCU again kind of struggled early in that game, and but they ended up having a big second half and coming out with a 20-point win over SMU, a team they should beat easily. And sets up a big matchup next week between them and Oklahoma State, both undefeated in the first Big 12 game. We'll talk about that on the preview show coming up later in the week.
Number 21, Washington State won 52-23 against Oregon State.
And then number 22, South Florida on Friday night took on Illinois, and they handled them easily 47-23.
And probably the biggest, maybe one, if the second biggest upset of the week. Number 25, UCLA lost to Memphis 48-45.
Yep, Josh Rosen still, he fought him back right there at the end. They had a chance, but this time he didn't have enough magic to make it last this time, and
Yeah.
they go on the road and lose to Memphis in a shocker.
Mm-hmm.
And then our 3 big games of the week. Number 4, USC and Texas from the Big 12. You know, Texas was a preseason top 25 team. I had USC on upset alert. Thought that Texas was going to give them a fight and be a lot closer than people expected. And boy, was it! What another great game we had there. USC ended up pulling out in double overtime, 27-24 over Texas. Great game there.
Great one. Tennessee and Florida. It went down to the wire too. Florida won off a little Hail Mary, 26-20.
That was awesome there. I was watching that one on my phone at work, and Florida right there had a chance, and I thought they were just being dumb there because they got down them on third and goal. They had 2 timeouts, and that third down on their own 30-some or 40-yard line, and they let the clock run down to almost 9 seconds left in the game before they took a timeout. And I was like, at this point, I thought it was over.
The only reason I think they did the Hail Mary was because the fans was booing.
Yeah, so they went ahead and took a shot at the end zone, and for some reason, I'll never figure out why Tennessee played cover 2 with the safeties there. Safety didn't start running until the receiver was right beside of him, and it was too late at that point. And Franks made a hell of a throw right into the end zone. No time left. Florida wins it. Awesome. Hell of a game. Great ending. One of the best games of the season so far. Definitely the best ending of the season so far, I think.
Yeah.
And then number 3, Clemson. Got a team you picked against in the past couple weeks. They proved you wrong yet again for the 2nd straight week, taking down number 14 Louisville easily on the road, 47-21. Kelly Bryant was impressive in this one. Really showed up and showed that he can be a force in the ACC and in the national picture as well, maybe in the future, with a great game there. People knew that Lamar Jackson would put up numbers, but I think people were surprised by what Kelly Bryant did in that one as well, as Clemson goes on the road and gets a big-time win. With that being said, let's look at the weekly pick'em standings after Week 3. So as you can see in Week 3, with Agent Chaos and Upset striking, we both kind of struggled a little bit. I missed 4 games there. He missed 6 to bring our overall records on the season to me at 34-4 and Fletch sitting at 28-10. I gained another 2-game lead on top of the 4-game lead I did have to now have a 6-game lead on you. How you feeling about the weekly pick'em, man?
Upsets whooped my ass that time.
Hey, it's a long season though. Who knows what's going to happen? We still got 11 more weeks at least, I think, of this. 10, 11 more weeks. So we'll see how it shakes out in the weekly pick'em. But right now, I'm feeling pretty great. I'm loving it. Like McDonald's. All right, let's go ahead and get into the segments here. Let's talk upset of the week. Who'd you have as your upset of the week?
My upset alert was LSU, and they got upset. Like I said in the preview show, you can't underestimate the SEC on a road game.
That's true. So Mississippi State's who over there LSU for the upset of the week. That's pretty good. Put them on upset alert, and then they get us upset of the week. That's props to you on that one, my friend.
Call it. I should have played the lottery.
Should have, man. Should have.
What about you? What's your upset of the week?
My upset of the week was San Diego State taking down number 19 Stanford. I think it was impressive the way they did it. That they have a really great rushing game at San Diego State. I think that you'll see them in the top 25 poll soon. I think that Rashad Penny's a great running back. He was your player of the week last week, and he had another great game this week. 32 carries, 175 yards, I think it was, and just really impressive and a win that really shocks a lot of people. And that's definitely my upset of the week is San Diego State taking down Stanford. What about your team of the week this week for Week 3? Who do you got as your team of the week?
Clemson, man, they proved me wrong, shut me up 2 weeks in a row. I'm gonna stop hating on them boys. I guess their defense is the real deal, and Kelly Bryant don't look too bad himself.
Yeah, I called it even after early in the season. I thought the defense was the real deal, and I had Kelly Bryant as my X factor of the week, and I think he proved proved me right there with that one, with that pick, and he was the X factor in this game. His performance, really lifted Clemson and their offense to another level, and their defense only held Louisville to 21 points, which is impressive in itself when Louisville has a guy like Lamar Jackson. Team of the week this week, I'm going to have to go with Mississippi State, Talked about it a little bit a minute ago. Great big time upset. And I think that deserves Team of the Week. Anytime you beat a top 15 team by 30 points, especially when you're not favored in the game, not expected to win by a lot of people, and you come out and beat them by 30 points, that's really impressive. And I like what Mississippi State has there. Dan Mullen's really done a great job with that program, and I think they're going to have a good season.
Not too bad pick either.
All right, now let's get into the Players of the Week. Who do you have for your Players of the Week after Week 3?
I'm going to go with San Diego State running back Rashad Penny. Like I said earlier, he had 175 rush yards and a big win over Stanford. And then I'm going to go with Kelly Bryant. He proved me wrong 2 weeks in a row, 2 big games in back-to-back weeks. And he, balled out on both of them.
He's really been impressive, I think.
And then I'm going to go with Felipe Franks from old Florida. He ain't do nothing the whole game, but he did it when it mattered.
You got to give it to anybody that makes a throw like that. That thing was, in there, 65 yards probably. I mean, that's impressive right there, and on the money to hit the guy right where you need to.
In stride, perfect.
You're nervous at that play, last play of the second. You know you're throwing it to the end zone, but you don't expect the guy to get behind him. It could have easily overthrown him, underthrown him, anything. And that's a great throw. I like that.
What about your Players of the Week?
As for me, I'm going to have to agree with you on Kelly Bryant from Clemson. I think he really showed out and really showed what he can do. 316 passing yards, and also, added 2 rushing touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, does what he does, but Kelly Bryant just showed, hey, I'm a great player of year too. It's not just the defense we got to look out for me. Yeah. This guy can really be something special, I think. And then I also got Nick Fitzgerald, the quarterback of Mississippi State against LSU. He had 180 passing yards and a touchdown, and then also had 88 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. And that's a big-time number, especially going against LSU. Traditionally has a great defense, and he really showed up in that game, led that team to a 30-point win, and I think Nick Fitzgerald was a big part of it, and I think he's one of the better players in the SEC that people need to talk about more. It's the quarterback of Mississippi State, Nick Fitzgerald. And then I also got Mason Rudolph. Against Pitt, he really came out there and showed him up. Of course, Pitt, we talked about earlier, really struggling, but he had 456 yards at halftime, and he was just really going ridiculous. He had 423 yards at halftime, and was just, it's ridiculous the game he had against those guys. Didn't play hardly any in the second half, but still ended up with 497 yards and 5 touchdowns. Threw all 5 of those touchdowns in the first half. So Oklahoma State, Mason Rudolph looking great and looking like a Heisman candidate yet again. If he wasn't there before for you, he should be now.
Right.
Let's talk about the conference of the week. Who do you have as your conference of the week in week 3?
I'm gonna go with the Big Ten. All their top 25 teams got it done this week. I think they all won by a large margin too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. that they did. If I can think so. Wisconsin and Ohio State, Penn State. And, everybody handled their business this week. And
Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan as well. That's right. So I like that Big Ten.
What about yours? What's yours?
As for me, I'm gonna have to go with the SEC. Vanderbilt upset a top 25 team in Kansas State.
Mm-hmm.
Mississippi State showed just how deep the conference is, top to bottom, showing that a team that was top 15 can still be upset by a team that's not even ranked at the time and not even upset by them, but just destroyed by 30.
Probably not even good.
Yeah, LSU, is maybe just ranked because LSU. That's what I think too. But hey, what can you do? It is what it is. When the season plays out, the things will come to light that are meant to be. Yeah, it'll all unravel the way it's supposed to. But I think SEC great performance in their conference of the week. All right, now let's talk about the Heisman Watch. What's your Heisman Watch top 5 after week 3?
Well, I'm gonna stay with Baker Mayfield number 1 still. Can't take him for number 1. 2, Lamar Jackson. He still balled against Clemson. They ain't win, but he did his thing. Saquon Barkley. There's number 3. He did good. Mason Rudolph number 4. And then Kelly Bryant moved him up to number 5.
Wow, Kelly Bryant debuting in the Heisman. I see that. I think he's right there in that verge of people talking about him for Heisman. He's led some big wins early on.
What about your top 5 Heisman candidates?
My top 5, I'm going to stick with you. Baker Mayfield remains at number 1 for me. I think he's been the most impressive player. And then moving up to number 2 for me is Mason Rudolph. I like Mason Rudolph a lot. He dropped out for me not in the in the past week's segment, not because of anything he done. He's just wasn't playing anybody real big. But this time it's against a Power 5 opponent in Pitt. Granted, it's Pitt, but they are a Power 5 team, and so it's impressive what Mason Rudolph is doing, and I think he's going to continue to put up big numbers. Third, I'm going to keep Lamar Jackson there. Yeah, they lost, but Lamar Jackson's been impressive all season, had big numbers all season, and I think he's going to continue to do that if Louisville's going to continue to win games. Fourth, Saquon Barkley. He hasn't had put up a lot of big numbers this season, but he hasn't been playing a lot. They've not played anybody of real competition to them yet. And last week, I think he had 10 carries, almost 50 yards, almost 5 yards a carry, but just wasn't in a lot. But his numbers are going to continue to go up, and I have faith that in their bigger matchups going forward, that he'll play a big part in the wins that they get, and that's why he remains number 4 for me. And then fifth, I'm going to keep Josh Rosen there despite the loss to Memphis. He was a lot higher for me. He dropped down to fifth. I fought between him and Sam Darnold, or maybe throwing Kelly Bryant in there like you did, but I'm going to keep Josh Rosen there for now just because despite that loss, he still put up good numbers, and he's had a good season.
That's good picks.
Wrap us up for the Week 3 recap show. Just on the Week 4 preview coming up soon, later in the week. Appreciate you guys for watching. This has been the Highlight Spiel brought to you by Trio 4 Productions. I'm Jordan.
I'm Fletch.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.